So you got a car, but it's not as brand new as everyone else's. Maybe it doesn't have as many new features. Maybe it's not as safe as the others. Stay tuned. 5 accessories to your car that will make it safer and feel way newer and just more convenient. Let's get into it. So these are all things I've bought and have been using for at least the last year. So I can say that they are all durable and they all last a good long time, and the benefits continue to give. So the first car accessory that, in my opinion, everyone needs, because it makes your car dramatically safer. You're much less likely to get into accidents with this thing. And in 2018, it became required for all new cars to have it. So if your car was made before that, it might not. What is that? It is a backup camera. Now I know what you might be thinking. Oh, that's probably really hard to install. It's probably really expensive. So I did a ton of research on it, and I found one that is 1080p full HD, small monitor, does not take up very much space. You can attach it anywhere. You can turn it on and off whenever you would like, and it's only $40. Super easy to install, and I have had no regrets since buying it. And there's been a lot of times where I've checked behind me and then checked the rear view camera and seen something that I wouldn't have seen if it wasn't there. So like, to be honest, from working at FedEx for 2 years and doing driving for a different company for another 2 years and doing a lot of classes on this, I know how dangerous it is to not have one in the statistics on that. So like, just trust me, if you don't have one, get one. It's really easy to install and it could save someone's life. Okay. Number 2, and this is definitely the thing that's going to make your car feel the fanciest if you do not already have one, and that is, instead of using your phone for your music and your navigation and everything, installing a CarPlay monitor. So I've done a ton of research on this. I didn't want to spend a bunch of money, and I didn't want the setup to suck. So I ended up finding this one product that is really affordable, and the one I found actually comes with a reverse camera, but I didn't like it. So I didn't use it. I liked the one that had its own monitor because I wanted to have sort of this dedicated feature. You can get a CarPlay monitor installed into your dashboard. Unless you're like super good with your hands, you might have to get it installed somewhere, and that's going to cost you like $500. What you can do instead is you can get a monitor that either suction cups to your dashboard or to your windshield. And this and the last product are both on ball heads. So you can put them at any angle and then sort of twist them so that they're the right orientation. So you don't have to worry if your dashboard is angled like mine, it will still be straight up. So this product actually only cost $60 today, which is crazy to think you could have this entire monitor where you can have a split screen, so the navigation on one side and your Spotify, Apple Music, whatever on the other side, so that you can fast forward between songs much faster and much safer than like pulling out your tiny phone screen, which you're not supposed to do, by the way. You notice a trend here, right? These are things that make your car seem a little fancier, but also like way safer. Not gonna oversell it too much. I will just say, if you want your car to be a little fancier, this is a really good way to go. And you can also charge your phone while doing CarPlay and all that stuff, and use a lot of different apps on the monitor, honestly. So like, it works really well. And you don't have to worry about needing an aux cable to connect it, because there's 3 ways to connect the audio, right? You have the aux cord, you can connect it via Bluetooth music to your phone, or you can do the FM streaming method where you kind of take over a radio station that doesn't play anything and play the audio through that. So there's 3 different ways, meaning that no matter what car you have, it's gonna work. Now, these 2 things that I both mentioned both require a standard car adapter socket to plug into, right? The ones that the cigarette lighter things that all of our cars have. Some of our cars only have 1, some of them have 2. So you have these 2, right? What if you want to charge your phone faster, or do something else, or install lights around your car? Well, that's where this 3rd product comes in. This product actually changes the game no matter what, and if you never had one of these, I highly recommend it. And this is a cigarette lighter plug splitter. So it takes your cigarette outlet and turns it into 3 of those same outlet, all of which have a toggle button. So instead of unplugging things when you don't need them, you can just turn them off. And it has 4 USB-A ports, so you can charge whatever 4 different ways if you want to. And it even has a power button where it plugs into the car, right? So you can just turn everything off with 1 tap if you want to, rather than unplugging everything. And this is really cool because if you want to tape up the wires and sort of hide them, do cable management, you won't ever have to unplug anything. You can just turn things on and off when you need them. Extremely useful if you want to turn your monitor off, say in the middle of the night, right? Because like, you just maybe don't want to look at it, or if you want to turn your backup camera off, try looking at that, which by the way, the backup camera has its own on-off switch to do that independently. Or if you want lights to hook up around your car, on-off switch there. Like, it's so useful, and it has adhesive that comes with it, so you can just stick it somewhere where it won't be super visible, but still accessible to you. So mine's like kind of under the dashboard on the passenger side, kind of angled, so I can reach it really easily, but it's not in the way of anything. All right, let's move on to the next product. So that product right now is actually $24. Now we're gonna move on to number 4. So this is is one of those things that you'd think you'd never need until you have it. And what that is these car seat gap fillers. So these go in between your, let's say, driver's seat and the middle divider, and then the passenger seat in that middle divider. You might think you don't need it. So before, in the last like 5 years, there would be quite a few times, especially when I'm wearing sweatpants or something, where my AirPods fall out, go into that crack, and it takes me forever to get them out. Or when I had a Prius, because you didn't need your keys to start the car, my keys would fall out of my pocket, and then those would be stuck in there forever. I would lose my wallet, like literally everything, and it would, sometimes I wouldn't find it. Like it just disappears somewhere, and then eventually when I like triple check it, I find it. But with these dividers, like they don't get in the way, they fit in any car, and anytime you drop anything or anything falls out of your pocket, you just pick it up. Like I don't know why these aren't standard, but they're extremely useful. This one is 13 bucks for a set of 2, so one for each seat, and I highly recommend it. All right, number 5. So maybe you haven't heard of some of the ones I've mentioned already. This one you've probably definitely never heard of, because I hadn't, and this is the wide angle rear view mirror. So if you have a car, your rear view mirror, right, you can sort of see through the back window, and that's it. And that works on a lot of cars, but some cars, like the one I have now, it's like a really limited field of vision. It sucks, and you feel like you're gonna hit something all the time. But if you get this wide angle rear view mirror, which honestly anyone can benefit from, and let me tell you why. With this mirror, you can see out the back window, and you can see out the side windows in the back seats, and you can see all of your passengers. So what that means is you can actually see your blind spot in the rear view mirror, which is a crazy advantage when it comes to safety. Things will be a little bit wider, so you have to realize that things are a little bit closer than what they look like, but you get used to that really quickly, and your side mirrors already like that, so you're probably already adjusted to it. But just remember, you still legally have to check your blind spot manually before switching lanes. So that's everything, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. These 5 things have helped my car a lot to be safer, to be more modern, and to just be more hassle-free. So honestly, I would like highly recommend all of these. I've had them all for a year plus, and the adhesive ones are all still firmly on there. Everything still works great, and everything I mentioned is really cheap. That 12-inch mirror is right now $9.79. So all of these are crazy cheap, and honestly have improved my life a lot. So if you have a car older than 2018, this might be for you. And even if you don't and you want any of these improvements, also might be for you. I actually have other products that I've bought that have been really helpful, but I wanted to keep it down to the top 5 for this video, so those are the ones that I mentioned. Alright, thanks so much for watching. If this helped you out, go ahead and sub if you want to see more, and I hope you have an amazing day. Peace.